In this video, we're going to talk about how to fill your team's calendar in 90 days or less if you're the owner of a med spa, aesthetic practice, or wellness center. So let's just dive right into the fun stuff here. My name's Josh. I'm the founder of Wellness Leads. I work with med spas, aesthetic practices, and wellness centers. I've spent hundreds of hours personally generating leads and booking appointments for my clients. So actually picking up the phone and calling the leads that I generate for my clients. And I've booked hundreds of qualified appointments up until this point. Just to show you some results here. I helped a client get 24 qualified body sculpting appointments in a month and a half, 45 qualified aesthetic consults in a month, 16.2K in package sales in 34 days, 23K in TriLift package sales in 35 days, so on and so forth. So let's just dive right in here. There is a 5-step process that I use to help my clients completely fill up their calendar in 90 days or less. And that 5-step process starts with deciding what to advertise. So that's step number 1, is deciding what are we actually going to advertise out into the world. And when I say advertise, I don't even necessarily mean running paid ads. What I just mean is telling people about some kind of treatment that you have, or telling the world about something that you offer. From there, after we've decided what we are going to advertise, we need to create an offer around that thing. We are then going to advertise that offer that we just created. And then when we get leads, we are going to qualify them over the phone to make sure that they're serious and they're not going to waste our time. And then we need to get those people to book an appointment and show up, right? This is a very simplistic overview of the 5 steps. I'm going to go into each one of these in this video, and we're going to go over all the different nuances with each so that you can start to fill your calendar in 90 days or less. So step number 1 is to decide what to advertise. The first mistake that I see a lot of med spas make is choosing the wrong treatment to advertise or focus on in their marketing or their promotions for the month or for the quarter or whatever it is. Most med spas are fixated on what they want as a business. So in their mind, they're thinking, oh, well, our injector's calendar is super empty, so we need to get some more tox appointments. We need to get some more filler appointments, etc. Instead, what you advertise should be at the center of 3 different things. And those 3 different things are what you need more of. So that is important because you don't want to fill up on something that you literally don't have space to actually do the appointments. So you need to think about what you need more of. You need to think about what your market actually wants. And then you need to think about what has upsell opportunities. So if I could just show you an illustration of this. The center point of what you should be advertising should be at the center point of what you need more of, what the market wants, and what has upsell opportunity. So what does the market want? We can't create demand for something, but we can channel it. So in other words, we can't make people interested in something and that they're not interested in, but we can figure out what people are interested in, and then we can channel that towards us or towards our business. So how do we figure out what your local audience demands or what they're currently interested in? Well, my favorite way is by figuring out what they are already buying. So this could be things that they're already buying from other med spas, aesthetic practices. What treatments are people currently buying in your local area? My suggestion for doing this is finding successful marketing in your local area. And some ways that you can do that is you can find Groupon offers that people are buying in your local area. You can find ad campaigns that your competitors are running that have been running for multiple months. That usually indicates that it's a successful campaign. You can just use like your general knowledge of how your market works, or like, for example, if you have colleagues that are completely booked full on injectables in your local area, that's probably a good sign that people are interested in injectables. You can also interview past clients as well, just to talk about like what things they're most interested in or what they're looking for the most right now. Luckily for you, it's really not that hard to sell beauty, so it's hard to go wrong here. Like, it's hard to make a wrong choice, but you do want to do a little bit of preliminary research to understand what people in your local area are currently purchasing, and you can do that by looking at successful marketing that's happening in your local area. What has upsell opportunities? So that's the second question here. And what I mean by upsell opportunities is once you get somebody in the door, what has the opportunity to smoothly transition into a purchase for something else? So if somebody comes in for 10 units of tox, how do we transition them into purchasing 30 units of tox, for example? Well, what has upsell opportunities? We want to look for treatments where just one treatment isn't going to fix their problem completely, right? And then we also want to look for treatments that lead well into other treatments. So Treatments where just one isn't going to fix the problem completely. This is obviously advantageous to you because if we can get somebody in for a Morpheus 8 treatment, but they need a series of 4 treatments, then we can explain to them that, hey, you're going to see results after this first one, but this is just the tip of the iceberg. We do need to go deeper. And if you really want to see the result that you're looking for, you're likely going to need 3 more treatments, right? That naturally leads into the upsell of a package or a treatment plan. Same thing with treatments that lead well into other treatments. If you get somebody in the door for Botox, that person could potentially be a good candidate for Morpheus 8, right? So that's just an example there. And then the third thing that I mentioned is, what do you actually need more of as a business? This is probably obvious to you, but in your head, you're probably thinking, okay, my injector's calendar is empty, or I just hired like a PA and we need to fill up their calendar. So you do need to take that into consideration as well. The goal here is to find the middle point. So finding the middle point between what you need more of as a business owner, what your market wants and is actively buying in your local area, and then what actually has upsell opportunities. So the opportunity for you to take somebody and ascend them into higher ticket treatments or packages or memberships. That's how you determine what you should be advertising. It's at the middle point or the center point of all 3 of these things. And it's important that you hit all 3 because, for example, if you only advertise something that the market wants and has upsell opportunity, but you don't need more of that thing, then you're going to put yourself in a sticky situation where you can't actually fulfill on the appointments. Or if you advertise something that the market wants and that you need more of, but it doesn't have any upsell opportunity, then it's going to be very difficult for you to remain profitable in the long run. So it's important that we hit on all 3 of those. My suggestion here when deciding what to advertise is to solve problems that people with money have, right? So what problems do rich people want to solve? You should pick the treatments that solve those problems, right? People with money are typically looking for things like appearance enhancement, anti-aging, and luxury self-care. So for example, I like anti-aging especially because most like 20-year-olds that don't have any money aren't looking for anti-aging treatments unless they're just doing it for like a preventative nature. But people that are typically in the older demographic that usually have more money, those are the ones that are going after the treatments that are for anti-aging in particular, and your marketing should also reflect that, and you should kind of hit on those benefits and those pain points. People with less money are typically looking for temporary quick fix solutions, things that are super trendy right now, treatments that are known for being less expensive, and so you want to avoid those types of things because that is going to bring in the wrong type of person who probably has no money and can't spend any money on any treatments or packages or plans after the first one. So moving on here, the second step here is to create an offer. So once you know what you're actually going to advertise, you need to create an offer around that thing. Just to quickly define what an offer is the goods or services that you provide to someone, how you accept payment for that, and then the terms of the agreement. So your offer is not simply just like, oh, we provide Morpheus 8. The offer is, hey, we're doing the first session of Morpheus 8 for $397 and you get these amazing bonuses and this expires at the end of the month. That is what an offer is. It's not just the treatment or the service that you provide. It's really important that your offer is cold traffic proof. So what I mean by being cold traffic proof is you need to run it through the complete stranger test. This means that if you ask the question, is our offer so good that a complete stranger would feel stupid saying no, then you have a great offer, right? And if you just kind of put yourself in the shoes of somebody who's scrolling on Facebook or Instagram, or they see one of your social media posts, or they see your offer in some way, they've never heard of you, they don't know you, they don't like you, they don't trust you, and they have no reason to. Because of that, the offer that you advertise needs to be so incredible and so amazing that even a complete stranger would see it and go, oh my gosh, I need to at least get more information on that because that sounds like it's too good to be true. You almost want to go for the effect of people thinking, wow, that sounds like it's too good to be true, because that is usually what spurs people's curiosity and gets them to at least get more information. And so you really want your offer to be, like I said, cold traffic proof, so that people that literally have never heard of you before will still want to get information or learn more about that offer and set an appointment for it ultimately. Discounting isn't an offer. So slapping a discount on a treatment isn't an offer. It's not enough, right? When discounting is the only driver, what you do is you allow people to hold your offer up to other people's offers. And then you're just positioning yourself as a commodity at that point. There will always be someone who's willing to do things cheaper than you. And so, for example, if I offer a $200 treatment for $99 as my introductory offer, what is stopping a competitor from offering that same treatment for $97, right? Objectively, their offer becomes better than yours because it is $2 cheaper. So they're going to get all of the leads in your local area. Now, what is your option from here? Do you just like drop it down to $95 to remain competitive, right? Eventually, you're just going to work your way all the way to the bottom until it becomes incredibly unprofitable for you. But there is a better way to do things here. So step one of creating your offer is picking your price. So the important thing to remember here is that you do not want to select a price for your offer that you like. The market does not care what you like. They care about what they like and what they want. And so you need to research the market to understand what price points people are currently buying at, right? Two surefire ways of picking a good price point to start your offer at is to find other med spas that are advertising the same treatment that you're interested in advertising or something that's similar to it. So for example, if you wanted to run a Botox campaign, I would go and look at med spas that are advertising Botox in your local area or just even nationwide, just to get a good idea or a gauge of what people are charging for their introductory offer. I'd also try to find ads that have been running for at least 2 months, because like I said earlier in this video, the longer an ad has been running, the more likely it is that it is successful. And then I would also use Groupon to find offers that sell well and see what price points they're selling at. And now your initial thought is, oh my gosh, Groupon? Like, no way, I'm not going to look at Groupon because everybody hates Groupon. Yes, Groupon literally tells you what price points work because it tells you how many people have bought an offer. And so no, I am not suggesting that you advertise on Groupon because most of the time people go to Groupon when they are seeking a deal. But I am suggesting that you can find a good starting price point by using Groupon to see what people are currently buying. Because if you go on Groupon and you type in something like Botox or something like that, you can literally see how many people have bought an offer. And you'll sometimes find these deals on Groupon where it's been purchased like 1,000 times. And that is a good indication to you that that price point is clearly working for them because they have a lot of purchases on that offer. I am suggesting that you find your price point that way. I created some of my most successful offers for my clients by replicating their winning Groupon deals onto Facebook. The market tells you what price point they're willing to buy from an unknown business, which is what you are at this point to them, right? If you're advertising to brand new, like strangers, you are an unknown business to them. You don't get to decide, and that's life, right? You can complain about this all you want, but that is just the way that these things work. You need to pick a proven price point and you need to start getting leads, and then you can always increase your price point after the fact. And so Groupon is a great way to figure that out. Seeing what other price points people are using in their ads as a good starting point is also a great way to figure that out. Then from there, what you want to do next is you want to layer in bonuses. So like I said before, just running a discount isn't going to be enough. Your competition is going to just squeeze you out. To make an offer unique, you need to add several bonuses. So I typically recommend adding 1 to 3 bonuses to your offer. This way, your offer can't be compared to anyone else's unless you literally copy the same exact bonuses from another ad. Then obviously it can be compared. Picking the right bonuses is way more important than you might think. You want to add bonuses that enhance the perceived result of your treatment. So for example, adding a red light therapy session to a facial treatment. This allows you to talk about how combining the facial treatment with red light therapy, it helps you get better results and it helps you get faster results, because at the end of the day, people just want results. That's all they care about. Your bonuses should be high in perceived value, but low in cost to you as a business. In other words, they shouldn't completely cut into your margins. And you can also get super creative with them. So for example, let's say you ran an offer that was 10 units of Botox plus a facial assessment and a $50 treatment credit and a doctor consult, right? That sounds like a really good offer. At the end of the day, the facial assessment is kind of just a fancy way of saying consultation, and the $50 treatment credit can only be used on future purchases. So even though really the core of this offer is the 10 units of Botox, we're using these 3 different bonuses to make it sound much sweeter. And then from here, once you have the treatment that you're going to advertise, you know what price point you're going to offer it at, and you've layered on some bonuses. The next step here is to add what I call enhancers to your offer. So we can make the treatment and the bonuses even better. We do this with enhancers. The enhancers are you can use guarantees, scarcity and urgency, and a name. So let's go over each one of these individually. A guarantee, so you want to be careful when making guarantees around results. You have to be very conservative with that, and it only really works for certain treatments. So for example, I have a client who we were doing like a weight loss campaign, and we said we gave a 2-inch guarantee. And so we basically said, if you don't lose a minimum of 2 inches from the first session, we'll issue you a full refund. That's how confident we are in getting you great results. The stipulations that came along with this guarantee, though, was that they had to prepay for the treatment in order to get access to the guarantee. So they had to pay the entire introductory package, and they also had to meet specific qualifications that we knew, like, okay, if they have these qualifications, we are almost 100% certain we can get them that result. And like I said here, we want to try to be as close to certain as we can, as we possibly can, that we're going to get the result for them. You can also use service-based guarantees. So like, hey, we're so confident you'll love it that if you don't feel like your experience was a 5-star experience, then we'll refund you in full. I know that offering a guarantee feels scary, but the truth is that people do not claim guarantees unless you're a complete disaster or if you legitimately don't get them the result that you promised to them. It's not 100% necessary to use a guarantee, but my clients who do use guarantees and are willing to, they tend to crush it because if you just think about it, a lot of people feel that there's inherent risk with these offers. And by using a guarantee, you can basically say, hey, all of those things that you're worried about, if it doesn't work out, we're just going to give you your money back, right? So it kind of it soothes that idea in people's mind, and people just do not take you up on guarantee offers. Like, it just doesn't happen. Scarcity and urgency. So scarcity is only limiting the offer to a specific amount of people, and then urgency is saying this offer isn't going to last forever. For some of my clients, we have a rotation of proven campaigns, and what we'll do is we'll run an ad campaign for like a month. What we're gonna say, like, we're only doing this for 12 people this month, and then next month we're gonna rotate in another one of our campaigns. If you don't have like multiple campaigns that you can rotate through, then what you can do is you can just reset the available spots. So for example, you can fill up the 12 spots in the month, you can shut the promo down after you fill up those 12 spots, and then you can reopen the same promotion next month with 12 brand new spots. And that way you can ethically use scarcity and urgency as well. And then the name that you give your offer. So what you name your offer can change its value. So if we say, come get a discounted Skinny Shot with these awesome bonuses, our offer can be compared to other discounted Skinny Shot offers. But if we bundle our Skinny Shot offer with bonuses and we call it our Skinny Shot starter package, now you can't be compared because nobody else in your local area probably has something called a Skinny Shot starter package. And so that immediately makes it more valuable in the mind of the customer. So if we just kind of summarize everything that we have here, the offer equation is to take a treatment, add good pricing, so find a price point that has proven to work in your area, add some bonuses in, add some scarcity and urgency, slap a name on it, and then optionally include a guarantee. That is what your offer is going to look like. Knowing how to assemble offers creates unlimited opportunity to be different from your competitors and also take all of your competitors' leads, which is a great thing as well. Quick note here is that you might strike out on your first bat. So in baseball, you would be ecstatic to have a 300 batting average. That means that you record a hit less than 1 out of every 3 times that you step up to the plate. Your first offer might not be a winner. It might not work at all. It might completely flop. But now that you know the pieces to construct an offer, you can test different variables until you get it right. And you'll know when you get it right. It's going to be very obvious. As an example, I have a client who we were running like an IPL photo facial offer, and they were getting like $15 to $20 leads. Wasn't bad, and we were booking appointments, but we wanted to do even better. And so we refreshed our offer and we actually switched to a Tox campaign, and now we're getting $5 leads, and these leads are booking like crazy. We get 5 leads per day on just a $25 a day budget. We could have wrestled with that IPL campaign, and we could have tried to like drive the cost per lead down and tweak the offer or tweak the ads and like did all sorts of stuff. But instead we just pivoted to a brand new offer, and their market really liked the second offer for whatever reason. And so now we just stick with that one. And so my whole idea here is that you should be willing to pivot and test, but also give your offers enough time. So don't just switch offers like every 3 days or something. I would give every offer at least like a couple of weeks to see if it's working, but do be willing to kind of switch things around if something isn't working as it should. Step number 3 is to advertise your offer. Weirdly enough, this is the easiest part of this equation, even though most people think it's the hardest part, right? So there are really only 3 ways to advertise anything, and that is through content, outreach, and ads. So in other words, that means posting stuff, reaching out to people, and paying platforms to display our offer to people. Those are the only 3 ways that you can really ever get new people to find out about this amazing offer that we just created. So let's go over each one of those 3. Posting stuff, it's not going to be a huge driver for your business, but it is still important. Organically posting stuff on like social media, like Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, it's probably not going to get you a ton of new traffic, but people do verify your business by checking you out on social media. So let's say, for example, somebody just organically finds you on Google. A lot of people are going to check you out on Instagram. If your Instagram is a whole bunch of like stock photos, or it's not super professional, or you haven't posted in 3 years, it's an immediate turnoff for people. But if you have educational, informational, or entertaining posts, people are going to be more likely to take you up on that offer. You can also post about your offer, but just don't expect to directly attract many customers from it, aside from like those 2 to 3 people who kind of like always take you up on your offers whenever you post something on social media. It's important to note that getting your business to show up higher in Google search, which is also known as SEO, this also falls into the category of content, because the way that you get your business to appear higher in search is by optimizing the content on your website and also writing blog articles and web pages that rank higher in search when people are searching for things like Botox near me. I know nothing about SEO, but what I do know is that it is similar to investing in a retirement fund. So you aren't going to get much out of it initially, but if you keep contributing to it and you keep doing it over time, it can bring great results in the long run. So in my opinion, SEO probably is a good play once you already have other consistent streams of leads and appointments. So unless if you're already getting a ton of leads and appointments and you're happy with how many new customers you're getting on a monthly basis, then I think SEO is a good thing to invest in. But I wouldn't invest in SEO or try to start ranking in Google as like the very first way that you get customers, because it just takes a long time, and so you're probably going to be waiting around for a long time without making a lot of money back. And so I wouldn't recommend SEO as like the first strategy that you use, although it is effective if you are already getting lots of appointments. Now, the second way to advertise is to reach out to people. Again, you probably won't be reaching out to people to tell them directly about your offer unless you just recently opened your business. Because if you just recently opened your business, then you should tell anyone and everyone in your network about your offer, right? Better yet, you could even create an offer specifically for your warm network and be like, hey, I just started this new business. It's a med spa. I'm doing this amazing offer for close friends and family only. And you can also tell your friends about it, and they can take it up, take us up on this offer as well. That is the only time that I would really like reach out to people one-on-one to tell them about an offer specifically. But what you can do is you can reach out to other businesses in your local area, and you can try to set up partnerships with them. So this could be, for example, you could drop by their location, you could give them a call, you could email them, you could text them, you could DM them, any kind of like one-on-one communication. And there's all sorts of ways that you can set up a partnership, right? You can refer a local business in your area business, and then you can incentivize them to do the same for you. So you could be like, hey, for any customer that you send our way, we'll give you a little bit of a kickback or whatever. You can create special offers that only their customers can claim. So let's say you partner with like a local gym in the area. You could put together a specific offer and say, hey, only your customers, only your gym customers can take us up on this offer. And so we just wanted to let you know about that. And then you can have them kind of advertise your offer for you, so on and so forth. You can also get other people to quote unquote reach out to their friends and family for you for free. This is also known as referrals and word of mouth, right? The whole idea with referrals and word of mouth though is that you want to incentivize both parties. So you get something for referring, and they get something for being the referral. So it could be like for every person you refer to us, we give you $50 that you can use towards treatments, and they're going to get $50 off their first treatment. Now, the third way to advertise is to pay platforms to display your offer, also known as ads. This is likely going to be the most consistent source of new clients for you, but it does come at a cost, money, right? It costs money in order to actually run the ads. Content and outreach are mostly free. It just takes your time and it takes a lot of effort. Ads cost money, right? I recommend starting with $1,000 a month bare minimum and having at least 3 months of budget saved up before you think about running ads. So if you don't have at least $3,000 ready to invest in ads, then I wouldn't even bother running ads at this point. You can always scale your ad spend up or down after you start getting results. Running ads isn't nearly as difficult as most marketers want you to believe it is. Facebook makes it incredibly easy. You can basically create like a video or an image and you can write your copy. And then from there, Facebook basically walks you through the steps of setting up a lead generation ad. I'm telling you right now, it is not that difficult. It's not the ad setup that's difficult. It's everything that happens after you get the lead that is very difficult. And so let's talk about all that fun stuff. So step number 4 here. So we've decided what we're going to advertise. We created an offer. We are now advertising that offer by posting about it, reaching out to people, and also running ads. The next step here is to phone qualify. So getting a lead when you advertise your offer does not mean that you already that they're going to book an appointment, right? There's a lot of work that needs to be done after you get somebody's contact details and they become a lead. What you need to do is you need to call and text them a pretty significant amount with the main goal of getting them on the phone, right? So our main goal is always to get a brand new lead that we generate, no matter where that lead comes from, on the phone, right? That is the number one thing that we are trying to do here. On the phone, what we're trying to do is we're trying to weed out the tire kickers. So people fear missing out on something much more than they actually desire the thing itself. And so to increase our bookings and also to protect your calendar from absolute time wasters who just want that super cheap thing on the front end, the phone call is not an appointment setting call. It is a qualifying call. So this call is an opportunity for us to identify the time wasters and simply don't schedule them and just figure out, okay, these people are time wasters. They're price shoppers. We're not going to waste our time with them. These people are serious and they have a problem that we can solve. We're going to set some expectations with them and then set the appointment with them. We do this by asking discovery questions over the phone, such as, hey, what got you interested in this special or this promotion that we're doing? What problem are you trying to fix? How long have you wanted to fix that problem? Have you tried other things? Have you tried other treatments or solutions? What were the results with those other treatments or solutions? Now, if we get answers like, oh, well, hey, what got you interested in the special? Oh, well, I saw the ad that you were running. Okay, what problem are you trying to fix? Oh, nothing in particular. How long have you wanted to fix this? I don't really know. I guess I just like the price that I saw on your ad, right? Then this is clearly like, these are the signs of a low quality lead or somebody who's just looking for the cheap thing. What we need to do is we need to have what I call reflex answers ready. And so what this is if you can identify somebody who's not being super helpful over the phone and they're just like short one-word answers and they're clearly there and they're clearly just interested in the price, then I usually like to say something along the lines of, got it. Well, just as a quick heads up, kind of like you wouldn't expect to lose 10 pounds after just working out one time at the gym, MedSpa treatments, they work pretty similarly. So this intro package, it's a really great start to see results, but most people are going to need more treatments to get the long-term result that they actually want. The amount of treatments you need depends on your goals. And so we do offer a free consultation with our expert who can recommend what's best for you. Does that sound fair? Now, by saying this, you can see how saying this to the wrong fit people is naturally going to repel them. So if you say this to somebody who clearly just wanted like the cheap first thing, they're going to be like, ugh, like, oh, so you're saying I'm going to need more than just this one treatment? Like, I'm not interested anymore. And by doing that, we actually just naturally weed those people out. So they're just going to be like, oh, okay, I thought I was going to solve my entire life, all of my life's problems in just this one treatment. And so I guess I'm not interested anymore. That's a good thing, right? Everyone else who gave us great answers to the questions that we were asking before, they get booked in for an appointment. We only use this reflex answer if someone is being especially difficult over the phone. And so I love having something like this because if we just, again, if we're getting these one-word answers or these unhelpful answers over the phone, we can say something like this to just immediately end those calls and weed those people out. But anyone who's giving us great answers and they're really diving deep into the problem that they want to solve, we can just set the appointment with them because they're much more likely to be a good fit. Then step number 5, the final step here is to get them to actually show up to the appointment. So after we talk to them on the phone and we figured out who's serious, we've weeded out the bad people and we've kept in the good people and we've booked them in for an appointment, we need to make sure that they show up. Getting people to show up starts on the phone call itself. So we want to get people to commit to their appointment in lots of ways. This could mean collecting a deposit over the phone, getting a verbal commitment from them that they're good for their appointment time, getting them to respond to a text while they're still on the phone with us. So like you could be like, hey, I just sent you a text confirmation. Could you just respond the word yes to that text? I just want to make sure that you're all good to go. You can make them aware that, hey, we're going to need you to confirm your appointment a couple days before in order to lock in your time. And then on top of that, We also need to make sure that people don't forget their appointment and they're super excited for it. And so we do that by sending what I call value reminders. We'll get what I typically do is I send a combination of texts and emails before their appointment, and the goal is to make them as valuable as possible as valuable as we possibly can. This means that they need to be educational, informational, or entertaining in some way. This could be a video tour of the office that you send over, an explanation of how to actually find your location, an explainer of how the treatment works in a little bit more detail, an introduction to the expert that they're going to be working with, a surprise bonus that you didn't tell them about, so on and so forth. Value reminders are way different than your clinical appointment reminders that you get from a dentist or a doctor. Like, we want to make sure that we're sending things that people go, oh my gosh, I'm so glad that they texted me that. That's actually super helpful, right? Instead of just being like, hey, don't forget about your appointment, because that's just honestly pretty annoying. So let's just do a quick summary here. So we started off by deciding what we were going to advertise. We then created an offer around that thing that we decided we wanted to advertise. We decided how we are going to advertise that offer through content outreach or running ads or a combination of all three. Once we started getting leads through that advertising activity, we text and call people lots of times in order to get them on the phone and get them to pick up the phone. And then from there, we qualify them over the phone in order to weed out the people that aren't serious and keep in the people that are serious. And then we have systems in place to make sure that they show up by sending them valuable stuff and valuable appointment reminders. So this is the exact simplified process that I use to help my clients fill their calendar in 90 days or less. If you'd like some help with this, and if you would like to get 10 to 20 qualified appointments that actually show up every single month, and if I don't get you that result, then you don't pay me a single dime, then feel free to hit the link down below in the description or go to my website, wellnessleads.co. Feel free to watch the video on this page, and then there will be a button below that to book a time to chat with me, and I hope to see you then.